welcome back to Marsh Forever. My name is Tiana, and in today's video we are going to be back in the basement showing you guys some updates as well as going kitchen countertop shopping. So if you're new here, my hubby and I are finishing our basement in our dream home, and I would say we're like 65 to 70% done, and I'm just getting so excited. The goal is for us to have it finished by June to August. We started it last June and we decided to go the slower route because we're paying for out of pocket. I did not want to do a loan or anything. Like we had a HELOC in our last house, which worked out. It was very small HELOC, so it made perfect sense. But for this, I feel like they would have gave us a big amount and we would have used it versus having a budget and sticking to it because you don't have like this evolving line of credit to just, you know, ball out. And so I really am glad we did it this way, and it just made the most sense. So we are now to the point where we're trying to at least budget and figure out the kitchen, because we didn't even like truly have a budget because we don't know what we 100% want, and we want to be realistic. In my mind I said 10K, but it's like, am I asking for too much and expecting to spend too little? You know what I mean? How you might like throw out a number like, oh, I'm having this wedding and my budget is 10K, and it's like, but you got 100 people. That you're not gonna spend 10K with 100 people at a wedding. You know what I mean? Like, if you just don't know the pricing of things, it's hard to create a budget. And so the first thing I did after I had all the green tape up there, which you can't see now because we took it down, but after I had all the measurements up, I went on Home Depot's website and put all of those cabinets inside my cart. I was able to find every size, every one I wanted, and I think they came up to like $2,800, which is pretty good for like a full kitchen. I thought that was pretty decent. And so then we were introduced to a dealer, and I didn't really have any expectations because I had never worked with a dealer before, and so I just kind of went into it blindly and just kind of just enjoying the experience and the process. And so we first had a phone consultation. I sent him this picture here of my design, and also sent him pictures of inspiration from Pinterest so he can get an idea what my style is. I also sent him pictures of like upstairs so he can understand like I'm a very cohesive and consistent person when it comes to designing my home. And so he came yesterday, and he just kind of like listened to what I liked and what I wanted, and then he just like moved the green tape around just to show me other options and other ideas to see if I was really married to my plan or not. And it turns out I was married to my plan. We went with my idea, but he ended up suggesting doing like a butler's pantry on the side, like right there, to end the kitchen to make it look finished. And I love the idea. It makes it more centered, and I just really like how it looks. And so that is the one change we made. So I'm probably gonna put the blue tape or green tape back up again just so I can see it again, but then again I don't, because girl, he came, did the measurements, gave the suggestions, and then told me, oh, let me take pictures and measurements now because I have to send this to my designer and he's gonna do a rendering. What? A rendering? I was so excited because I know someone who does rendering, but you have to do all the measurements yourself. And I personally just did not have the capacity to do all of that. I wanted someone to come, do the measurements, take the pictures, get what they need, and they do it. And so he was able to do it. And I'm just like, I was so shocked because his consultation is free. And we spent a good 2 hours down here. And everything was complimentary. And I was just so shocked, like, wow, this is amazing. And so the good thing about a dealer is like they're not paying what you would, or you're not paying what you would pay with a big box store, because the big box stores have overhead and they don't. And so he's able to just go directly to the source and cut out the middleman, which makes it very feasible. And so, which I love. And so he did the consultation, took the measurements, took pictures and everything, and then he invited us to the warehouse today, and we went to look at the different slabs, and I wanted quartz, so look at the quartz slabs just to see if we seen anything we like, because like if you buy anything in the warehouse, it's going to be significantly cheaper than us custom ordering something. And so I'm like, let's definitely go to the warehouse and see if we can find something, and we sure enough did. Okay, now it was such a beautiful experience because they have like a commercial side and they have a like customer side. And he works with home builders as well, and they have like a little mini design center. Girl, like a whole design center. It was like deja vu, like, oh my goodness. And that's what the designer was, to like show us our renderings. It was just such a great experience. And so at first we went to the wrong side and we were in the commercial side, and he ended up taking us back to where they like cut the slabs. So we seen the whole process of them like smoothing the edges and using like the water cut machine. It was amazing. And we were able to choose the slab we wanted. And we walked in the facility, and I don't know if I have it on footage because I was just so amazed. I don't know why it's so simple, but it was just so amazing. We walked back and I was like, that's it right there. I love it. I love it. Eric loved it. And I was like, can we please do this one? But I want to see it flat because of course the slabs are all vertical, and I wanted to see it horizontal because that's how it will be on the countertops, and I want to see how the light hits it going down. And so there was like a scrap piece, like a long scrap piece. He had the man cut it for us. And so we have a piece over there I'm gonna show you guys. It was just such a bomb experience. Like I felt like, wow, like I'm getting all of this and we haven't paid this man a red cent. Like it's insane. I know that the big box stores, if they come out and at least do measurements, you have to pay something. And it's a small fee, but you have to pay for their time. And so, after we chose it, we then went to the design center and put everything together because when he did come yesterday, we did choose our cabinet style. He bought cabinet samples, and we decided we didn't want to do shaker. We wanted to do the European style, like that flat panel sleek look. We wanted to do something different from upstairs. And so now we're just trying to decide if we want to do the countertops on the wall as well to double back as the backsplash, or if we want to just do the countertops and then experiment with our own backsplash. So I'm excited about that. It depends if the price is right. If the price is good, then we might just do it anyway because we decided we did not really care to do waterfall. The waterfall is beautiful, it looks nice, but it's never been on my like, oh, I gotta have this list. And I feel like I will be getting it because I see it and other people have it and it's nice, versus getting it because I really want it. You know what I mean? Like there are some things that are so nice in homes, but I've never had the desire to have it, so I feel like I'm only getting it because other people got it and I just like it, versus getting exactly what I wanted. Like for example, upstairs, I wanted a Jack and Jill bathroom. Period. I know it's not a big deal to other people, but me, I wanted a Jack and Jill. I wanted them to only have their own door. I wanted the vanity to be separate from the bathroom. Like that was important to me. And we decided on that before Avia was even here. So it's just about preference. So I'd rather pay for what I want versus what just looks good, but I really don't care for, if that makes sense. And there are some things that I have never seen before. Now I see on Instagram, like my neighbor, she has, I think that was the first time I really paid attention and seeing that you could put countertop on the backsplash. I had no idea because in our last house, we didn't have backsplash. Like, I didn't really understand. I thought it was like an optional thing, really, in my opinion. But when we moved here and the paint was flat and I started cooking, it's like, oh, I can't even wipe this off. But in our last house, the kitchen was, I think, satin. So you could wipe it off, but you couldn't. So then I like really started paying more attention to backsplash. So my neighbor has the countertop as the backsplash. I'm like, oh my God, that looks amazing. Like, so that's something that I'm like, okay, I definitely want, because the way he'll be using it, the way the sink will be close to the wall, he has to have a backsplash immediately or he's gonna keep getting the wall wet. And I think it just looks so clean and sleek. And it's like so durable. Like it's no grouting, like that whole process will be eliminated. So I definitely think that's something I wanna do. Okay, I'm rambling. Let's actually take a look and see what we have finished so we can, girl, move on, all right? All right, guys, so I just want to show you guys the basement, the updates we have. So we did take the floor all the way inside the entry to the step because we do plan on removing the carpet off the step and doing hardwood and then repainting it because it's just so dusty and it just needs a fresh coat of paint. We took our hardwood beyond the door, so we might add one more piece, not sure, but we're not planning on doing flooring in here or in there. We just don't feel like we need to. This actually wraps around and go under the steps, so we have a ton of storage, and I have a bunch of black and yellow bins around that side as well as the cushions for the outdoor furniture. So when we're done the project, all of these things will disappear. This is just like extra supplies, and then I'll be able to like walk in and around. So there's that. And then Eric did complete the edges, so he had to do custom cuts over here, and then he also had to do custom cuts over here as well as over there. And then he did have to go in, and he's still not done, but he had to like add some wood putty to some spots because like it was a big white line right here. They just could not connect all the way. I guess it's like a dent in the floor right there or something. And so he put some wood putty right there, but it just looks so good. I'm so proud of how it came out, and he just did a wonderful job. And so our contractor ended up coming back and he did some more work. So he first added some more mud to around the outlets over there because when the plate was on, you could see a gap and that doesn't look clean or neat. So we added mud around there. He also did add some mud to some spots where I ripped the drywall off the wall from like moving the tape. But then our dealer came afterwards and it happened again, which is fine because the cabinets will cover that. He also did add some more drywall over here to like this part of the floor. There was just too much of a gap for me. I didn't want any, I didn't want the baseboard to like just not be as, I guess, I didn't want it to be compromised at all. Like I didn't want it to be wobbly at all because it was just a little bit too high. So he just brought it all the way down to the ground for me, as well as he did the same thing in there. Someone did mention on Instagram before they did the floors, a great way to help with all the dust is to vacuum first. And so I did vacuum up some and it helped, but we were cutting in here at the very end of the project, and so we were like transferring dust back out here. So we are going to vacuum in there before doing the gym floor to kind of help minimize the dust. What else did he come and do? Oh, he did also come and mud around the fireplace. Remember I told you guys like we had a different style fireplace or a different fireplace in our cart, but ended up working with the company that sent us this one. So he had to come and like put some wood piece, the wood piece at the bottom to like really fit it in, and then he mud around it so it was like nice and smooth and seamless. And yeah, I love the way it looks. He's gonna come back and paint it once, or sand it and paint it once everything is done. And I think Eric and his dad are still planning to do the baseboards. And we actually might end up doing the kitchen cabinets. I don't know. Our dealers say it's really not that tough. If you did the floors, you could definitely do that and save you some money. So we might end up doing that. I don't know. And so, like I was telling you guys, when our dealer came, he loved the design. I'll put the picture on the screen. But we decided to add a butler's like or a little pantry closet or pantry cabinet right here. So it'll go from there and then go all the way down to kind of make the kitchen look complete. And here is the countertop we decided on. Like when we seen it, we loved it immediately. It is so beautiful. From far back, it looks like it's black veining, but there were some options that were just really thick black, and I thought it was just too bold for my taste. But this was like the perfect mixture. Like it has like a lighter brownish, grayish color, then it has the darker one, and then the darker one up close is like gold specks in it, which to me comes off kind of like brown. You can't see it at all. Comes up brown, and so it matches with the floors really well. And so I'm super excited about it, and it makes me now even more want to put it on the wall. I think it'll be a great pop, but now I have to figure out how that's going to work with these outlets. I have to just ask about it because I've never noticed it, I guess, in I've never noticed it in like trying to think of how to word it. I never noticed it like on the picture on Pinterest. Okay, and then here's like the natural light we get in the basement. This is just like the door and the window. There is another window here, but this field, and I don't feel like pulling it back up. But we get a lot of natural light, so if we do the black on black, it'll be cool, but I'm really thinking of black on white. Like, I think the light with this is gonna give it a nice bright pop, and it's not gonna take away from this side, because I do want it to be balanced. But that's all the updates with the basement. Sorry the camera won't focus because I'm not in the camera, but it's looking good, and soon we'll have a quote from Home Depot and a quote from our dealer.